Good evening, everyone. It's Darryn Glass again on Acting a Journey, my live stream that happens every week. And tonight I'm going to be talking about personal development in a way, but it's really a question that people have been asking me. In fact, I've been asked this question this week, but it's been asked more than one time, and that's how do you keep yourself going in the midst of the ups and downs of acting and really in life? And for me, part of what makes life interesting and what I think makes up our life is there are multiple facets to our life. There's our mind, our body, and our spirit. And these are just how I define them. I know people have used different terms over time. For me, this is how I define them. The body is pretty easy. The mind is, of course, your brain, what you think about. And your spirit, for me, is your emotions. Tonight, I'm going to talk about one of the things that I do that helps keep my mind and my spirit in a good place as I go through the day-to-day life and as I go through the ups and downs that come about as part of this life called acting that I do. And for me, one of the things that I use and what I'm going to talk about tonight is podcasts. Now, podcasts for some people are, I don't know, for me, I like listening to them when I'm in the car. They're better than the radio, better than music because it keeps my mind more engaged. And there's good information that comes out of them, things that can inspire me, things that can give me hope, and listening to stories that other people tell really help me get a perspective on where I am and what I'm going through. So I'm going to talk about three of them tonight that I listen to regularly. These are three of my favorite podcasts, and I recommend them to anyone that wants to listen to podcasts or likes podcasting. So the first one is a show called Relaunch. You can find it at relaunchshow.com, and I will put the links at the bottom of Facebook here so you can see the links to all the shows. Now, this is done by a gentleman, Joel Bogus. I think that's how it's pronounced. Joel Bogus. I forget exactly. I have never met him personally, but I have talked to him on the phone before. He's a life coach and a podcaster, and he brings people on the show that have gone through what he calls a relaunch. And he says we all go through relaunches in our lives multiple times throughout our life. I'm going through what he would call a relaunch at this moment in this time where I'm transitioning from a standard, what I would call a normal, everyday 9-to-5 type job into something that's not a 9-to-5 type job, trying to make a living and follow my dreams and my passions. The interesting thing about this show is recently he has had on his show actors that have done movies like War Room and Dolphin's Tale and other actors that have been on his show and have interviewed them, which I find very kind of bizarre because I'm not up to date with the current podcast. I'm at least a month behind because I don't listen every day. And so as he's been doing this and as I've been going through this, it's interesting to me that I've come across these podcast interviews with actors and what they've had to go through and some of the advice they've done and what they've dealt with as they've gone through this. But he doesn't just do this. He talks to a lot of authors and speakers and a lot of other people that are really interesting, have interesting stories, and talk about some difficult things that they came out of that have been really inspiring to me. So, relaunchshow.com. I'll put the links in the bottom of the Facebook notes for this. Now, the second one I want to talk about, this one is actually purely an acting one. It's Inside Acting. You can find it at insideacting.net, and they are completely about demystifying the acting industry. That is sort of their tagline. I think I put it on here, demystifying the inner and outer workings, the inner and outer game of success in the entertainment industry. And they interview actors that you have probably heard of. Two examples I can think of actors that I know of, Michael Kirchhoff, who's on The Wire on HBO, and Jenna Fischer, who was on The Office all those years, have been two of the guests that they have interviewed. And hearing the insight that these actors have is very interesting, especially for me as someone who is breaking into that industry and is encouraging, and they have good things they have to talk about that can be applied to not just acting, but also to life in general. Now, the third one I want to talk about is Andy Andrews. Andy Andrews is a speaker, and he does a podcast every week called In the Loop with Andy Andrews. And this is not specifically about acting. This is about life in general. And these are his podcast especially. I always make sure to listen to each and every one of them, because each and every one of them brings something to my daily life that really encourages me. Advice, ideas, encouragement, just really good things that pour into my spirit and my mind to help keep me going and keep me motivated to keep moving forward in my dreams, keep pursuing them, and keep driving toward something better than I experience today. Not that today is bad, but that I want tomorrow to be more than what today is. So, those are 3 podcasts that I listen to on a regular basis. Tonight's show is going to be very short. We're having storms right now, and so I want to make sure this is done in case we lose power. That's why it looks a little dim tonight, because outside the windows, there's clouds and rain. So, that's my podcast, that's my live stream for tonight. And I hope that you'll check out some of these podcasts. And if you have other podcasts you listen to, put them in the comments. Let me know about them. I would love to hear other resources that you use to help you keep your mind and your spirit encouraged as you go through this thing we call life. And as we all try to reach out and make a difference in the lives of people around us, and make our lives and our own lives, and drive forward to our own dreams. So, thank you all for this. Like I said, it was a short one tonight. Next week, I'll be back in my normal location, broadcasting. My house sitting will be done at that point in time, and so we'll see what I do from then. And if you want to follow me, log on to my website, darrynglass.actor. Sign up for my newsletter. I haven't actually put it out yet. I said it would go out Sunday. It didn't go out Sunday. It will go out very soon. I'm waiting for a piece of news that I can't announce just yet. I'm waiting for that to be finalized so that I can announce that before my newsletter goes out for this month. But sign up there. You can follow me in what I'm doing, and it'll have all the links to social media and other things where you can find me and follow along. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great night, and I'll catch you next week.